this, and you guys talk about this
well,
for
let's.
5
Well,
minutes, and I
why?
was like,
Well, I'm here to talk about interesting stuff. I'm not here to have.
You're here to talk. You're here to talk
well,
shit.
yeah.
That's what
Well,
it is.
no, I'm here. I want to. I think what's important, what's interesting, is that we talk about the places where we conflict. I think it's great that you're an immigrant and you came to America and succeeded. It's like, oh, okay, great. What do you want me to do? Suck your dick?
Ethan, no. Is it not more interesting that my parents came here to escape communism? They could barely speak the language, and I lifted my family out of poverty and turned us into multimillionaires. Is that not more interesting than me saying men want one thing? And
yes, but it's uncontroversial. Why would I want to discuss that? Tell me, what is a pleasant wife with no attitude?
Sebastian, can I ask
you know what an interesting conversation is? Do you think an interesting conversation entails someone just sucking your dick and doing a puff piece? I think that is what you think it is based on your podcast.
No, not at all. Not at all. I've done interesting stuff, and we could have interesting conversations.
Tell me, you wrote it. What is a pleasant wife with no attitude?
I'm just saying, Ethan, that there is a lot of interesting conversations that don't have to be controversial. But you don't know that because your entire brand is based on controversy.
No. I'm having an interesting conversation.
What's his job?
Based on our differences of opinion.
Right? What's his job?
So do you have a difference in opinion? You don't want a pleasant wife?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want a wife with attitude? Ethan?
What does attitude mean?
A wife that nags, a wife that talks back to you, a wife that...
Bro, what does he know about wives, bro? You're like literally a baby. What are you talking about? Oh, do you want a wife that talks back? Like, what are you talking about? What is happening? This is derailed.
Inherent quality of
this is off the rails.
Because you act like it's kind of... Right. Because you act like there would never be a reason for a woman to bother you about anything. Like your significant other would never have a legitimate reason to, quote, nag you.
I would never want my wife to call me weird names or like make remarks towards me. Yeah, like I would never want her to say that I'm stupid or I don't look good or ask her to do something. If I wouldn't want her to have an attitude with me and I would want her to act and speak to me as if we were on the same team, the same way that I would do that for her.
Yeah, but that's obvious. You're saying I don't want her to call me ugly. I mean, that's just mean. That's just like a toxic word.
He said his parents escaped communism in Romania to come to the United States of America in, I don't know what year, I think, when was it? 1988? Is that what you said?
Because that's warranted, because it's a little bit contentious, our conversation. So sometimes an attitude is justified, right?
I don't know. It depends on the scenario.
Okay. So it depends on the scenario. So is there ever a scenario that you would have with your significant other that would warrant
Ethan is wearing him down
with you?
I mean, yeah, I imagine if I like did something really stupid, like if I don't know, I would never do this because I'm not a cheater, but I could imagine if I cheated, she'd have an attitude, which is
I think that's putting it mildly, yeah.
But
an attitude.
I would never do that because that is not the person that I am. But yeah, I just want a pleasant wife with no attitude. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would say that most women would want a pleasant husband that has ambition and has goals, and I think that's fine.
Well, yeah, and I want that in my woman too. I want a smart woman who has ambitions and goals too. But we're all different.
You agree with me? You agree with me on one thing?
Well, no, I think that people want partners that they respect.
So you agree with me, but you just don't like my verbiage.
No, I think your verbiage of no attitude implies that women are docile creatures there to be subservient and just obey and to they're just there to make your home, right?
Well, that's just an assumption.
But it's in the language.
I mean, I love women. Women are
I didn't say you don't love women, bro.
Planet. I know.
But they have a role to play. They have a role, right?
No, they're the most. Yeah, well, women and men have a role to play.
Okay, this is actually good content. Fuck.
Right, but they have a specific.
I can't look away.
What is the woman's role?
It's not subservient. They don't have to be subservient to the man, but they
have they figured out how he makes his money or whether he has a real podcast or not?
Anything. What is the woman's role?
To be. What do you mean? The woman's role in a household? Can you
in a relationship, in a household? Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
I find it interesting that you're being so thoughtful about it now, because I've seen millions of videos of you spitting this shit off. Like, this is what a woman needs to do. They need to be at home. They need to support the man.
I'm always thoughtful. No. I'm always thoughtful. And those videos
but it seems like something you would know.
The same thing.
Okay, go ahead. What's the woman's role?
Highly edited. Those videos are highly edited.
But you're putting them on your
like this.
TikTok, bro. It's your fucking
I'm not
voice.
putting them.
It's your team. You pay people to put it on the internet to make you look cool.
I gotta
to
pee.
other
I'll be back
dudes.
in a second. Fuck.
That's why it's there.
Let me answer your question.
Please.
And let me just think about it so I give you a good answer.
You said women prefer to submit. Why is that funny?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
I think a girl's job is to display a lot of love and a lot of. Hold on, let me get in focus.
Yes, focus.
I think a girl's job is to be the affectionate one, to be extremely affectionate, and to be very loving.
You sound
and very
insecure.
patient and very understanding for their children and their husbands, and to make the children feel loved and heard. I think that's a woman's job. I think it's her job to. Women have this kind of love for their children that nobody else in the world will understand.
I love my
Men
kids.
will never understand.
No,
it.
I love. See, that's a little crazy
Yes.
to me.
I'm sure you do, but I think that
You think
men
my
and women
wife
love their
loves my
in
kids
different
more
ways.
than me, or differently?
No, I never said that. No, I said that they're different. I think a father and a mother will love their children differently, not more than the other, but just in different ways.
What?
I disagree.
A father
with that.
loves.
That's crazy.
What?
Okay, that's fine. And a father is going to want to protect his kids, and he's going to want to provide an environment where his family can feel safe.
But
and he's also
so
going
you're
to want
saying
to pass
being
down
muscular,
lessons
like that's not
and
really an
pass down-
active role in their
pass
life.
down lessons,
Pass down lessons.
wisdom,
Okay,
to his
Mother
his
can't do
children.
that.
It's a fucking,
And
like,
the
medieval
mother
times.
is. No, this is just nature.
we're
This is just what
we're
how it's
passing
always
down
been.
wisdom. Like, what are we doing? Sitting around a campfire singing songs and shit. I feel like
Everyone knows
Ethan,
women are
you're-
incapable
you're
of passing down
40
wisdom.
40 years old.
I'm
You're almost 40
37.
years old.
Yeah.
These things that you're saying, like you're just snapping back at me. Nothing you're saying, it's not like you're not disproving me in any way. You're just saying whatever comes to your mind.
He's saying, bye-bye, I win.
Opinions.
You're being very, yeah, but we're not even having a conversation. I'm just talking and you're just like spitballing off everything that I say.
Well,
like trying to correct me like a little kid. It's just very childish.
Well, you're going off into places I know I'm not gonna are not a good topic, because you're gonna go on and explain things that are pretty obvious and uncontroversial. Like you go, I just want women to be like nice to me. I mean, you said women prefer.
That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
I want women to be pleasant.
Women prefer.
And I want women to, you took that however you took it. I said I want women to be pleasant with no attitude. That means if I don't want you to do something because it makes me feel whatever uncomfortable, then please don't like make it a huge deal. I think
you're okay. What? So you think women prefer to submit? This is something you've said.
Okay, so we're gonna ignore everything.
Well, what do you
We're just
want?
gonna
Do you
move
want to
on.
go have a specific conversation?
I want you to stop acting like a child. I want you to let me speak, and then we can discuss.
Women prefer to submit. Is that correct?
I think women are happier when they feel like their husbands can properly lead them, or their mans. I think women are happier when they know that the person that they're with is going to make the right decision and they don't have to worry about it. And I would say that's a form of submission in a way, yes.
What is your data on that?
I would agree. Just what I've seen in myself.
In your
and
long
in my
24
life.
years.
Yes.
How many long-term relationships have you been in?
I've been in a few long-term relationships.
A few?
But I'm not going to tell you the number.
Because
I'm gonna
I
keep
mean,
that
you've
private.
only been legally allowed to even have sex for 6 years, so.
I mean, that's
Well,
ridiculous.
in my culture, we don't necessarily have sex. I don't know. I'm Christian and Romanian, so
Wait,
we don't just date.
is
and
he
then
a
hook up
is
on
he a
the first night.
virgin?
That's how it works.
Okay, so in your experience, women like to be.
What do you mean in my culture, dog? You're like
Most
an American
women would
through and
agree
through.
with that.
Wait, what?
Women would agree with that.
Do you talk to a lot of
Like,
women?
When I'm single, yes, but
Yeah.
most women would agree with that. And they do. They want a man that's like, hey, if my guy is if he always makes the right decision, I'd prefer to just let him do his thing.
Well, I don't want to seem presumptuous, but
I'm sure your wife is like that too, Ethan. I'm sure. I don't know. What's your wife's name? Could you tell me?
Hila.
Hila?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she's like that too. And that's a
Are
form
you
of
virgin shaming? Just surprised. I want to say yes, but people get so mad. Like the virgins have nothing else going on, so they get so fucking mad every time I say yes.
I also
and then they take it seriously
when my partner doesn't say I'm ugly. I also like it when my partner is nice to kids and animals. I like that. I like a partner who likes my strength. I think.
What's your name?
I'm Olivia.
Can you tell me your name? So, Olivia, my question was, do you like it when your man, say you have, I don't know if you have a boyfriend or husband or whatever, but theoretically, when your man, if he were to always make the right decision and you felt inside of you that you could trust him and you didn't have to worry, would you prefer that?
Well, virgins can talk about relationships. It's just that, like, I'm surprised because he's he presents himself as like this macho masculine alpha dog who's so knowledgeable about the world, even though he's a 22-year-old who's only done a bunch of drop shipping and fake podcasts and grossly inflates his fucking wealth in a way to flex, while simultaneously knowing nothing about a fundamentally important component of interpersonal relationships.
Asking, you're like, you women want a man that could depend on. It's not as important for men though, because it's not really a feminine trait for a woman to be dependable.
No, women have to be dependable, but
okay, so what's the difference?
Probably they're just dependable. They're just dependable in different ways.
Your opinion.
I would imagine.
Your opinion. That's how they
I,
think.
for one, don't think that the whole submitting thing is right.
It's not American.
I prefer
'cause
partnership.
It's European, Asian. It's more his.
That's
What's
Lena,
this
by
guy?
the way. She's a woman.
What's this guy saying?
Okay, so you guys, you ladies prefer partnership. That's fine. Then just imagine a scenario where you're with a husband, and for every single decision that he has to make, he's going to come and consult you for every single thing. He's like, "Hey, babe, what do you think about this?" Like he has no sense of leadership or direction.
If it concerns both of us,
You really
or
want
not.
that?
If it's something that's just in his life,
Important
he can
stuff.
handle himself. But
Important
if
stuff.
it concerns me, I'd like to know about it. I'd like to get my
Yeah.
input on it.
I think it's actually fascinating that you bring that up. Like, why would you want your man to consult you? Because he thinks you're an equal and values your opinion on
Yeah,
things.
that's crazy that that's like out of the question.
Are you
That's
saying,
so weird.
I don't want to ask my wife what gum I should chew right now? Or like, what are you talking about?
But having said that, it is a matter that's very consistent with the way these people view the world, where they don't think women are equal partners in a relationship because they don't think women are equal in general. It's just a reinforcement of misogyny with a different banner.
To wait until we do this, I will tell her, I'll explain it to her, and she'll give me suggestions. Sometimes she'll trust me, sometimes and not give me suggestions. I'll be open with her. And if she does give me a suggestion, I'm not just going to toss it in the trash. No, I'm going to listen to her and honor her. I don't think that we are really disagreeing on much here. I think that we're literally just splitting hairs.
Right, but okay, so then what's interesting is that you are appealing.
By the way, I'm gay.
to this
Thank you for
red
the 5
pill
gifted
community.
subs.
This is, if you go to your TikTok, if you go to your YouTube,
Funny
this is
name.
your identity. You're getting these men and you're telling them that this is the alpha way of life. And when you say that we're not that different, I do agree. And we kind of both understand, which is the obvious, what makes a good relationship and stuff. But the way you paint it online is you say women are submissive. And then what you just said is like, when you have to make a financial decision, it's your decision, right? But you'll ask, but you'll take, but she's in no position to make that decision, right? That's ultimately your decision. That's you.
I don't think that we're that similar. I think that we're just agreeing about this specific thing. Just to correct you there. And then I don't know what you asked me.
Well, you're presenting your opinion in a way that I think is harmful to men specifically, actually, because women know better, right? And I think some women have a traditional.
Well, Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan, let me just say something. Most of your content, most of your audience used to be men, and now it's not. Now, a majority of your audience is women, and my audience looks up to me. They're inspired by me, and I've had conversations with plenty of men, older, younger, same age, that have said that I've changed their life for the better. They feel happier. They feel better about themselves, and they're in a much better position in life right now because I've inspired them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If your life has been changed by watching this dude, your life is fucking not changed.
Your audience used to literally be mostly men.
Okay.
And over time, men have stopped watching you because they don't look up to you in any way. You're not a role model to these men. They don't want to consume your content. Your content is very hateful. It's uninspiring.
Okay.
My content is very inspiring. So hold on. I'm almost done. You can respond.
Go ahead.
I've been in, to give you an example, I've been in a car with someone before that he stopped me, and he works for me now, but he said, Sebastian, my father was never around. I don't have any older brothers. I don't have anyone to look up to.
Dude, you're 22. What is he saying?
I've ever looked up to. And you have made me such a better person. I've gotten in the gym. I've taken care of myself.
The gym,
I've started a business, and now I'm making good money. And this kid who was 18 was crying in front of me when I met him for the first time.
How many
because
people?
I was that much of a role model.
I've had people cry when they meet me. Probably more than you.
No. Okay. This is dumb. This conversation is devolving into nothing. He's literally just saying, "I'm super sick and you're dumb." Like that's all he's saying.
People shed tears for me, bro. They're a mess.
I don't think that you would even disagree with me when I say that I'm a much better role model at 24 for men than you are at 37.
Okay, good. I'll come back. By the way, my audience is like 50-50 male and female. But you're right. It used to be majority men. But let me go back to what you said. You said because a lot of men look up to you, you're more qualified to talk about what's good for men. I
didn't say that.
Oh, so what was your point?
I didn't say that. I said I'm a better role model for men, and I don't think you're a role model for men at all.
Right. Because I have a more women audience.
No,
but that's what you
men
said.
Don't look up, because you used to have a more male audience, and now you don't.
And
that's because men have no reason.
His audience has grown since then, though. So if anything, he retained a big chunk of the men that used to watch him. Okay, and then on top of that, more women watch him now.
Not Hitler.
No,
I'm not
of course,
crazy.
it's an extreme example, but just because you have people that look,
that doesn't mean he lost the male viewership.
I mean, yeah, that was just a very poor example.
But again, this guy is too young, too stupid to understand this thing that he's stating, which is that like Ethan's audience has grown to include more women, right? It's still like he's literally just hyper focusing on anecdotes.